The Duluth Huskies split the series with the Mankato MoonDogs. We have one of our MVPs of the game downstairs, Charlie Ree, talking with our colleague Matthew Hargrove.
Thanks, guys. Charlie Ree, another outstanding performance, 2 for 3. Your average is now at 277, a current 5-game hitting streak. What's been the approach at the plate these last 2 weeks?
Right now I'm just trying to hit the ball hard at anywhere it's pitched, so I'm just going to try to stick with that and see where it takes me.
A big 2-game split against the Mankato MoonDogs and as well against the Wilmer Stingers this past weekend. How big is it to get those 2 splits with the big road trip coming up?
It's huge. Playing on the road's tough, especially here when we're going on those long bus rides. But it's huge because right now we're tied with Eau Claire, so I think it's great.
And Harley the Husky is going to join us for the hug. Why would you not hug Charlie Ree? Like I said, he has been one of the hottest hitters for the Duluth Huskies. Last question for you, and then I'll let you get out of here. You guys are now tied for first place in the Great Plains East Division. What has to continue for you guys to stick in that first place spot?
I think we need to continue to string hits together at the right times and just continue to play clean baseball.
Appreciate it, Charlie. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
You heard it best from Charlie Ree that the Duluth Huskies are now tied with the Eau Claire Express in the second half standings. Huskies now a solid 9-9, 500 record in the second half.
Yeah, they're able to get back on pace with Eau Claire, able to stay ahead of Waterloo by half a game. Waterloo was up big over Bismarck, but now for the Huskies, they get the day off tomorrow before heading to Wilmer for the 4-game set. But Charlie Ree, he was great here tonight. He's been great really since the 4th of July as well. He's really turned things around, and what a lot of people weren't really sure what they're going to get from Charlie Ree after his slow start, but he has been great ever since really that turn and started with the Rochester series at home.
And that rotation is really starting to come around for the Huskies. It's starting to get a little bit slimmer. That way the Huskies don't have 6 or 7 guys in that rotation, but Zach Statzer, man, was great again today in his second collegiate start.
6 innings, gave up 1 run. Walks were a little bit of an issue. 6 walks, only to 2 strikeouts. Inverted his previous stat line against Mankato. But the big thing is he didn't give up 5 runs, only gave up 1 today. He got into some jams early on, but he was able to be really effective of getting out of those jams and inducing weak contact. It's really just what has been able to go through. As you see it here in the second inning, the walks came to a pass, and it was really just everything. And this was it. A big 5-4-3 inning-ending double play that was able to get things and get some momentum in the Huskies' way.
And you have to like what Kaysen Tollett did at the plate today. Multiple hits for the first time since the beginning of the season. And then the errors for Mankato, or they were marked as hits, could have been called as errors, but a couple of different hits here and there for the Huskies just got the carousel moving, and that certainly helped them out. A couple of sacrifice flies, a couple of bunts, and prime groundouts that helped out this Huskies team.
We talked about earlier, Zach Statzer able to really pick up his team, and both these sides, they were able to really just keep the ball rolling on both sides. Very clean game for this Huskies team, very complete game as well. It's good to see for the Huskies responding after last night, as they were just able to keep on pouring runs no matter who Mankato brought in.
Multiple hit games from Charlie Ree, Michael Brooks, Ambron Wojcik, and Kaysen Tollett. What a great job by some guys that haven't been hot as of late, including Paulson, Tollett, and Carter.
Yeah, Kaysen Tollett was really the most impressive for me tonight. He picked up 2 hits. He was hitting the ball very hard as well, and it was just good for this Huskies team to really see Kaysen Tollett start to come around. He is going back and forth with Brian Brecker on who gets to start day in and day out. Both those guys now hitting above 200. So it's good to see for Kaysen. He has a lot of power. We know that very early in the season, but for him to finally be able to start coming through and get off a very, very cold streak, it's good for him to see, especially with him going to a new school in the fall.
And we are also impressed so far in the second half with how they've done against the Great Plains West Division. We knew the struggles. We knew it in the first half. They just could not get it done against the teams from the West. But now, 2-4 against Mankato. You have 2 more to try and even that season series up. Moving forward, they have to have the number of teams like the MoonDogs and especially the Stingers, where they have 6 with.
Well, this is a huge series coming up this weekend between Wilmer and the Duluth Huskies. A 4-game set, first one this year for the Huskies. They need to go in there with how Waterloo is playing and, of course, Eau Claire just keeping pace with the Huskies. The Huskies need to go in there to Wilmer this weekend, and they need to take the series. They cannot come away with another split. They need to go in there and take 3 games. It might be a lot to ask to get the full sweep, but get in there and win that series. Make Eau Claire and Waterloo win 3 games to keep pace with you. Huskies, they had the pressure coming into today after the loss last night in Eau Claire, winning, and Waterloo keeping on winning. So all the pressure right now is kind of on the Huskies. But the Huskies need to start flipping that around. They need to go in there and take 3 games and make Waterloo and Eau Claire win 3 to keep pace.
You figure you'll probably see Ben Girl in that first game. You'll see Johnny Guzman, Will McIntyre, and then name your 4th starter. It could be Cameron Poole. But Ben Girl was coming off of Northwood's League Pitcher of the Night in his last start against Bismarck, so hopefully they'll start to get that starting pitching, especially from the lefties, down in this rotation.
Well, I think that this rotation is starting to come into form. You can go from the, like talked about on the broadcast, go from Will McIntyre and Johnny Guzman, your 1-2, then probably Ben Peterson, if he can stay healthy, and then Ben Girl. You can throw Zach Statzler in there as the 5 after his performance tonight, but I think going down the line, you might want to keep his arm in the bullpen, just an electric arm, and that's where he's worked out of for most of the season. So right now you got definitely 4 starting pitchers at the moment. You can name your 5th, you can go Cameron Poole, Zach Statzler, can really go from there. But this Huskies team, this pitching staff is starting to click at the right time. The most impressive thing to me, with the exception of the 6 from Zach Statzler tonight, it was only 2 walks last night from Richard Keel. But the Huskies bullpen and the Huskies starting pitching, they're starting to limit the walks, and that can really go a long way, can really... A lot of games in the first half, the Huskies were on the wrong end of a score like tonight. But now the Huskies are on the right end, and it's becoming more frequent here in this second half, and that's due to cleaning things up defensively and throwing strikes. They're making teams beat them, and when it comes to a wood-bat league, it can get hard at times for a team to beat you when you're throwing strikes or not getting great contact.
And then you have this lineup in 1 through 6. You just can't remove a couple of guys, and tonight we didn't even see Ryan McDonald, who has become that really good 6 hitter. He was a bit slow after his hot start, but then he's come to really good fruition for the Huskies. And then you have that 7th man. You don't see it in the average numbers, but Brett Paulson has an on-base percentage of about 450. 450, and he's been here for about 3/4 of the season so far. And then you can mix and match with those last 2 positions. Then you have the defensive prowess of Kason Tollett and Brian Brecker as the 8. And then you can throw in the 9, whether it's Xavier Carter or even another couple of outfield guys like Jake Brill. It's just about who's feeling hot that day, who has the best round of BP, and they throw him in there.
Well, yeah, you can't forget about Callan Halverson as well. After he had been on a pretty cold stretch, he's now starting to figure things out again at the plate. But that you talk about that 1 through 6, the top 4 in the order of Ree, Brooks, Bovey, and Peyton Powell. That's a prisoner's row right there. I mean, I would not want to be a pitcher going up against those 4 and coming around top of the order, and you have to deal with such tough at-bats, especially from Brian Brecker and Brett Paulson down at the bottom. It just does not get very easy for any pitcher, really 1 through 9 in this lineup, and that's why you're seeing the Huskies be able to put up double-digit hits like they are so frequently.
You go back to the clubhouse feeling really good about your last 2 wins. Today with 12 hits, the Wilmer game, 13 hits, and you got victories in both of those games. If you're Marcus Pointer, what's your conversation with the team in the clubhouse?
Well, right now you got the big 4-game set coming up. Take tomorrow. Maybe the pitchers can get some work in. Hitters can come get BP here at the stadium. But don't try to think about it all too much. Just relax, taking the victory tonight. Get to work, get some work in tomorrow so you're not just walking into Wilmer not picking up a bat for 2 days, but just try to reset, focus up, and get ready for this big 4-game set, because when you're playing a team 6 times in about 7 days, that's a very tough thing to do. But that's on both sides. It goes to Wilmer as well. But the Huskies have to go in there, go into Wilmer with a mindset that they need to come out of there taking that series, whether it's 3-1 or the sweep.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to take a quick minute segment to say thank you to everyone here in Duluth as well, as this will be my last broadcast with the team until potentially next year. So especially for you, my broadcast partner tonight, John, Matthew, and Adam downstairs. Of course, the production team with Kaz, the cameraman, behind the camera pointing at us right now, Shania, Owen, and Kobe to my right. I'm not a guy that's going to get too emotional, but I'm a bit sentimental, so I'm very sad that I'm going to be leaving a little bit early, but I'll be keeping tabs on you guys.
No, absolutely. It's been great to work with you all summer. Really enjoyed getting to meet you. We started talking really around when I got this position. You had it for a while. I got around October, and you reached out pretty much immediately, and we started talking there, and it's been great getting to know you, seeing you as a broadcaster and seeing you as a person as well. And I wish you all the best of luck this coming up football season with Michigan, where you'll be heading back to Ann Arbor.
For me.
Oh, we'll try to. The Hurricanes will try to. But wish you all the best of luck. I know that you'll still be texting us every day. It'll be like, you won't be here, but you still will be here.
Well, I still have to run the stat packs and all the fun stuff that we do here in Duluth. But obviously, good luck to everyone in their future that's watching this. Signing off from one last time in the Crow's Nest from perched above Wade Stadium. An 11-2 victory for the Duluth Huskies from Zach Linfield, Brendan Reilly. Good night, Duluth. You're watching the Northwoods League Baseball Network.